Well, good morning and welcome to the Morning Market Minute. This morning we're going to look at some very interesting things, and one of them is the Fsra Report on the universal life insurance sales practices within Canada. This is the Morning Market Minute. I'm your host, Jim Chamberlain with the Experior Chamberlain Group, and this morning this report is going to be for Heather. So let's get into this report and take a look at it because the Financial Service Regulator Authority in Ontario, Fsra, recently conducted an in depth review of life insurance policies, specifically UL policies, and the practices to ensure consumer protection and alignment of these products and the client's needs were being met. The findings of this review shed some really significant light on issues within the life insurance industry, emphasizing the need for improved practices and oversight. Some of the key findings that FSRA found were that they looked at 24 client files from agencies across three managing general agencies. 80% of the policies sold did not align with consumer needs. This highlights really a systemic issue in the sales practices of UL life insurance products. Now, with all that being said, they identified some issues, and some of them were that there was inadequate needs analysis being done. Agents failed to conduct that thorough assessment of clients' financial goals and the situations that they were facing, and most importantly, their risk tolerances. This resulted in policies being sold without unclear understanding of the client's requirements. They also noticed that many policies were generic and lacked personalization. Clients were often sold really a one size fit all solution rather than a tailored financial plan that they really needed. When they looked at the illustrations themselves, many were misleading. Clients were provided with policy illustrations that really presented unrealistic and overall really over optimistic outcomes. This led to misunderstandings about the products themselves and the benefits and the performances that they could provide. And really, when it came down to it, there was some huge impacts to the consumers. Financial losses, clients experienced financial setbacks due to the unsuitability of the policies that failed to meet their needs. The policies could and did lapse, a significant number of those, because the clients could not sustain them, often due to inadequate upfront analysis. And really, all of this really led to erosion of trust. These practices really undermine the confidence in our life insurance industry itself and really damages the reputation of all of us. FSRA has come up with a six-plan action plan, and it's really to address these issues. It's comprehensive, and it's aimed at improving the quality of the UL life insurance sales itself and the practices surrounding those. And these are the practices and these are the implementations that FSRA is looking at. They're looking at increased oversight for us as agents and MGAs to ensure compliance with ethical sales practices taking place. There's going to be clear industry guidelines that will be introduced to standardize sales practices and promote transparency. And they're going to improve education for consumers and also for us. They're developing resources to help consumers make informed decisions about the UL products themselves. And from that, they have strengthened compliance measures. Us as agents, MGAs, will be required to adhere to stricter compliance standards with penalties for non compliance. There's going to be regular audits. They will conduct periodic audits for client files to monitor that the adherence to these new standards are taking place. Consumers will also have access to a channel to report concerns or issues about their policies and what they've been told, what they've been sold. The goals of this is and the aim really of FSRA is to ensure fair treatment of consumers, promote better outcomes for the suitability of the products and the recommendations that we're making, and most importantly, hold us as agents and MGAs accountable for the sales practices that are taking place. It's really a call to action for all of us within the life insurance industry, and especially for us as advisors, to make sure that we prioritize ethical practices, conduct thorough needs analysis of every client, treat them as individuals, avoid generic recommendations, and focus really on their personalized solutions. And make sure that we provide realistic and accurate policy illustrations, and clearly, most clearly, explain the benefits, the risks, and the limitations of the UL product themselves. And don't forget, keep up to date with the guidelines that Fsra sets out and the industry standards that are out there. Participate in the training programs to improve sales practices and compliances. Don't be scared. And in conclusion, when we look at the Fsra findings, it's really serving as a wake up call to all of us in the life insurance industry. By addressing the issues identified in this report and implementing the recommendations of this action plan, the industry itself can be rebuilding the trust and deliver better outcomes to the consumers, our clients. And here at Experior, we need to be industry leaders. Let's all work together to ensure that the UL insurance products that we are selling are ethical, responsible, and aligning with the financial goals of our clients. And let's provide illustrations that are transparent and help them understand what's taking place. This really provides the uh, details and the breakdown that Fsra has done and serves really as a resource that we could use for training and preparation for making sure that we do the right thing. At Experior Financial, let's be leaders, not followers. Don't be scared to take Heather's test. Learn how much you don't know so we can all learn and be industry leaders. This has been your Morning Market Minute. I appreciate your time and have yourself a great day. Thanks, Heather.